Hello everyone, today I'm going to reveal the horrific truth about the world's largest fox processing factory in China, which is causing controversy and raising many doubts. Leave a message if you're sure you'll watch the entire video with me. Join an employee to see how fox meat is processed. When processing fox meat, specific procedures must be followed at every step to ensure food safety. First, the fox is hung and cut from the neck to the belly with a sharp knife to prevent damage to the meat. Then, the fox's skin is carefully removed from the legs to prevent tearing. Once the fur is removed, the pink flesh gradually reveals itself on the fox's body. The staff then removes the remaining outer layer of fat until the desired amount of meat is reached. Did you know that at least 50 foxes are needed to produce a single fur coat? Each fox fur coat goes through several meticulous steps. First, the fox fur is carefully inspected to ensure it meets standards for thickness and color consistency. The hide is then soaked in a chemical bath to soften it and retain its necessary flexibility. Next, the fox hide is placed in the spinning machine along with some sawdust to speed up the drying process. The rotator removes excess moisture, making the hide softer and smoother. After drumming, the fox hide is hung on racks to air dry naturally, ensuring durability and softness. Finally, the dried fox hide is painstakingly processed into high-quality fur fabric. These pieces of fabric are then sent to a workshop where they are tailored into stylish, warm, and luxurious fox fur coats. Please leave a comment if you appreciate fox fur products. It's an act of courage to open the doors to farms that supply fox fur and meat for processing. The living conditions of foxes bred for fur and meat are often far from ideal and can be quite harsh. These foxes are typically kept in small, cramped cages. The limited cage space restricts their freedom of movement. The lack of natural environment also contributes to a deterioration in their mental and physical well-being, as natural light plays a crucial role in regulating the animal's biological rhythms and overall health. The practice of trapping foxes for processing their fur and meat has had numerous negative impacts on these animals. Foxes confined in cramped cages with insufficient space to move around often show signs of psychological distress. Therefore, the use of foxes in processing has been increasingly restricted to preserve their natural populations. It should come as no surprise that foxes are fascinating animals that play an important role in both ecosystems and human culture. While the fur and meat industries have received considerable attention, there are many other aspects of foxes worth exploring, from their biological characteristics to their cultural value. It is important to note that foxes play an important role in the food chain and contribute to maintaining ecological balance. Their role as natural predators allows them to contribute to the management of rodent populations, thus limiting both overpopulation and the transmission of disease. It is possible that certain ecosystems could become unbalanced without foxes, leading to an increase in damage to crops and natural vegetation from unregulated rodent populations. The decline in fox populations that has occurred due to overshooting and habitat destruction is already showing early signs of harmful ecological impacts in certain locations. Foxes are extremely versatile animals, capable of surviving in a wide range of habitats, from grasslands and forests to urban spaces and everything in between. Their intellect and resourcefulness allow them to even live in environments controlled by humans. Foxes can leap high into the air and pounce on their prey. This is one of the most amazing hunting skills documented in foxes. This ability is related to foxes' knowledge of the ability to sense the Earth's magnetic field. Foxes are not only skilled hunters, but also known for their sophisticated ways of communicating with each other. They use various methods to communicate with other foxes, including vocalizations, body language, and scent marking. Certain species of foxes, such as the red fox, are capable of producing a variety of vocal sounds, such as eerie screams, barks, and whimpers. These sounds are used by these foxes to communicate potential threats, establish territories, or attract potential mates. Foxes can be found on different continents, and there are several species that have adapted to different environments. The red fox, also known as Vulpes vulpes, is the species found in the most places, including North America, Europe, and Asia. It is known for its intelligence and adaptability, and has adapted well to urban environments. The thick fur of the Arctic fox, Alopex lagopus, changes color with the seasons. It is white in winter to camouflage it in the snow and brownish-gray in summer, The Arctic fox is well adapted to survive in extremely cold environments. The desert fox, also known as Vulpes zerda, is the smallest fox species and is native to the Sahara Desert. Its large ears allow it to detect prey buried beneath them. These ears also help dissipate heat and improve hearing. Furthermore, the fur industry has a particularly destructive impact on wild fox populations. A decline in fox populations is due to excessive hunting and trapping for their fur, particularly in areas where foxes are aggressively persecuted. Although fox farming is becoming increasingly widespread, it still raises ethical questions related to the conditions in which these animals are kept in their homes. As a result, numerous nations have implemented conservation initiatives and stricter laws to protect fox populations from overexploitation of their resources. The fox, in particular, is attributed deep symbolic significance in many different cultures. In Western tradition, they are often portrayed as cunning and deceitful animals capable of outwitting both humans and other living beings. Japanese mythology, however, depicts foxes, known as kitsune, as mystical beings possessing supernatural abilities. They can transform into human forms and serve as messengers of the Shinto deity Inari. In some stories, they are even depicted as guardians possessing extraordinary intelligence. In Chinese mythology, fox spirits, also called huli jing, are believed to possess magical abilities. These talents are often associated with things like beauty and transformation. According to Korean mythology, the gumiho, also called the nine-tailed fox, is a powerful monster that can exhibit both benevolent and malevolent qualities, depending on the narrative. In Vietnamese mythology, foxes are not as common as other animals. Nevertheless, they are still portrayed in some stories as cunning and crafty tricksters. Furthermore, due to increased awareness of animal welfare issues, the fashion industry is increasingly moving away from the use of real fur. Numerous well-known companies have committed to eliminating the use of natural fox fur in their products and replacing it with higher-quality synthetic alternatives. Faux fur is now available that offers a comparable appearance and warmth without harming wildlife. The growing social movement known as ethical shopping is encouraging consumers to make choices that are consistent with animal welfare initiatives. Foxes are not only a source of fur and meat, but also many other things. They are both intelligent and adaptable creatures that play an important role in nature and have rich cultural significance. A growing number of people are learning to value foxes not as a commodity, but for the natural beauty and ecological importance they possess. This is a direct result of growing conservation awareness and ethical concerns. By championing alternatives that are both sustainable and ethical, we can contribute to the preservation of fox populations while preserving the artistic and cultural traditions that once depended on their fur.